The Severn Valley Railway's Autumn Gala of 2024 took place between the 19th and 22nd of September. I was up and about nice and early on the 19th to catch a rare glimpse of one of the guests, a Lancashire and Yorkshire saddle tank, running on the southern end of the line. Here it is, running alongside Northwood Lane in Bewdley. Meanwhile, back at Bewdley Station, another of the guests, the LMS Jubilee Bahamas, was just about to leave with its first train. The Severn Valley Railway had suffered something of a shortage of motive power during the summer of 2024, and the third guest had therefore already spent the best part of 2 months helping out during this busy period. It was, of course, the beautiful new build Lady of Legend. My next destination was Hagley, where I arrived just in time to see the saddle tank arriving with a local service from Bridgnorth. Next train through was the final guest of the gala, and what an impressive one it was, the beautiful Black Five 44932. Meanwhile, Lady of Legend found herself hauling the demonstration goods train. I hope you enjoy this low-angle shot of her departing from Arley. On to day 2, and here's the Black Five emerging from the yard at Bridgnorth, ready for another day's work. It wasn't long before it was coupled up and ready to make this rather impressive departure. Who doesn't love a train going over a bridge? Here's Lady of Legend, about to go and couple up to its train. It was a damp, drizzly sort of day, which made some departures a little bit tricky. Here are the crew working hard to keep traction going with the LMS Stanier Mogul. One of the joys about spending time at Bridgnorth on a gala day is watching the different locos moving in and out of the yard between trips for servicing and maintenance. There's always something going on. Here's the Pannier Tank doing just that. Although I didn't know it at the time, I'd been very lucky to get a few shots of the visiting saddle tank on the Thursday morning, because by Thursday afternoon the loco had failed, and the crew at Bridgnorth were having to work exceedingly hard to try and get it into a fit state to even play a part in the rest of the gala. Fortunately, the other locos were still coping well. Here's Bahamas, leaving the yard. And here's Hagley Hall entering the yard. I devoted most of my Saturday to riding the trains and therefore spent very little time actually filming. I did, however, spend a lovely couple of hours at Bewdley station just as evening was beginning to fall. What a wonderful atmospheric place that is. Sunday morning and the saddle tank was ready to go again. I made sure that I got up nice and early so I could get this shot of it. The weather was absolutely atrocious, with heavy rain falling for most of the day. This did, however, mean that there weren't many other photographers about, allowing me to grab all the best spots. This area, just off Northwood Lane near Bewdley, has long been one of my favourite spots to film trains. Here's the Stanier Mogul looking just as impressive as always. Next up, we have Bahamas, running tender first with a train to Bridgnorth. It must have been a very wet and miserable day for the crew of Lady of Legend, who were not getting much shelter from the elements when running tender first on this service towards Kidderminster. rainfall reached its peak just as this service, hauled by Hagley Hall, departed from Bewdley. For our final clip in this collection, we move a little further along Northwood Lane in the direction of Arley to get up close and personal with the Black Five. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.